Yo, this is Derek with 5 minutes of music stuff. I'm trying to wrap my head around what I just heard with the new Kendrick that just dropped. This is fucking crazy, bro. I'm telling you. Um, this is wild. This is wild. I was on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, and I'm eating my spaghetti. I got some garlic toast, and I just happened to see this. Shout out to Complex News, their Twitter. That's where I saw it at. But man, man, I've listened to this a few times, and I'm telling you, this is poetry. Look, it's Gemini's, but it is incredible. I I don't know. I don't know where to start, but just listening to it. All right, look, when I say it's Gemini's, it's because it is. On one hand, you got him talking about burning down everything, and he wants to see families mortified, to him. There's him having a conversation with God, him wrestling with his consciousness, him wrestling with like these thoughts, and it's just like it's all on display. But just his delivery on this, and then also the backdrop, the song, the instrumental is crazy. I don't know if that's a sample. I don't know where that came from, but the lyrics, the backdrop, the beat all together, or not the beat, but just the sound. That is this is this is nice. This is incredible. Especially, all right, so like if we look at some of the lyrics, because I listened to it and I started writing down it like as soon as I started to really like pick up on what he was on. But let's see where to start. Like, all right, so let's look here. He says, of course, he starts out, he's saying, like, why argue with these clowns if the circus is well at work? Um, and then he goes into, so where the soldiers at, the ones who lost it all and learned to learn from that, a thirst for life, head inside a book, because he's concerned with that information that'll change his life because he yearns for that dedication, finding out what's right because he can earn from that. I am telling you, I don't know, man. This is what music is about, man. This is what hip hop is about. It's poetry. All in this song is poetry. It's that you can think about, that you can really just like sit down and just kind of analyze and be like, and try to find yourself in some of this, and try to figure out, how can I apply some of this, or trying to pull it apart and try to figure out like what are the deeper meanings to some of this stuff. There's a lot of layers to this. Even if we let's look at another line where he goes, and he plays with his flow a bit on this track. So there's a part where he goes, it's cynical to say I know these artists petrified, the end result in jail by Jezebel of trumped up full of lies. I know it's critical. My physical is tested all the time. I'm pitiful, sunk in place soon as I'm questioning my card. I'm seeing ghosts blacking out, relapsing one thought at a time. I spit no feeling that ain't mine. I'm in my feelings when I slide. I'm not doing it justice because I haven't listened to it enough to get the cadence down. But when you listen to it, you like, yo, that is crazy. Um, Man, I mean, just seeing that line is cynical to say I know these artists petrified, the end result in jail by Jezebel of trumped up full of lies. To me, that sounds like what a lot of these artists, or hell, any public figure, finds themselves in situations when it's dealing with particular types of women, and then the shit can go left, and they can lose everything in their livelihood and everything else. Who knows? That's, I guess it's just for us to kind of figure out what he's trying to say with a lot of this stuff. But even if we look at, let's see, uh, where he goes, God bless God bless these words. God bless how I think. Dear God, draw the line. They trying to confuse them with me. Dear God, please forgive me. You knowing how hard I tried. I think it's time for me to watch the party die. So that seems to be the theme of this whole thing. Like I wrote this, I wrote a lot of stuff down. I just called it "Watch the Party Die" because I mean, to me that seems like what the song should be called. But who knows what it'll be called if this is like a official release. Um, there's another part where he says, "I think it's time to watch the party die. Street and the corporate guys, the rappers that report the lies. I need their families mortified." The theme of this track, the theme of this song is basically burning all this to the ground and then watching it grow again into something beautiful, and watching the wickedness die, watching the wickedness go away to watch something that is more fruitful, so um and I guess I get that from seeing what does he say? He says, I see a new earth filled with beautiful people making humanity work, right? That seems to be the theme, the overarching theme of this entire thing. It's like being done with the bull, and then bam, like something beautiful grows in its place. Um this is great, man. This is what it's about, bro. I'm telling you. Um, there's another line where he says, the more visible you get, the more your spiritual is tried. This is where he was kind of talking about. This is where he was talking about. Like he alludes to people talking about, him basically not being seen, him going into hiding and all that type of stuff. Because Kendrick is not very visible as it pertains to like uh social media, all those things, just like your typical perhaps artist or rapper, quote unquote, in this instance, and everything else is like, yeah, you don't see Kendrick out like that. You don't see him at the parties, um all of those type of things, those events, yada yada. Like, so man, this is poetry. um man, this had me jacked after hearing this, because I love this, man. It's not all about, like having the trap beats and it, like the greatest beats um of the now. It's just like the pen to paper, pen to pad, writing it, spitting it, recording it, and then like putting it out, and then having people actually talking about the being like, yo, what did you hear? Did you hear this? Did you hear that? Picking it apart and trying to finding the gems from it, and trying to figure out, what's the meaning behind some of it. But yo, this is incredible. Hey, look, it sucks because I had a plan to get on here and talk about the Murdergram do with LL Cool J and Eminem. I wanted to break down, and I'm still gonna do that. I wanted to break down Eminem's LL and Eminem's lyrics on this, and really pull them apart and try to see some of the good stuff in it. But man, I am so happy because I like this type of stuff, and I'm jacked. I know a lot of people have been talking about Kendrick performing at the Super Bowl this year because it's in New Orleans and all of that stuff. And I know there's been a lot of that talk, and then people were upset, and everybody wanted to see Lil Wayne, and probably like everybody associated with Wayne, Cash Money, and everything else because it's New Orleans. But I think this was dropped at a proper time. So yes, 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 yes. This is 5 minute music stuff with Derek. Today it is 10 minutes. 10 minutes new 10-minute new music stuff with Derek. We had to go twice as long today because it was Kendrick, and Kendrick did his thing. So if you can, like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Comment. Peace.